Hi guys, welcome back to Empowerment Network. My name is Comfort, in case you are new here. And of course, this evening I'm joined by our two wonderful family members in the house. And I'm very excited, most especially for Anita, because she's not been here for a while. And I'm very, very excited because she's coming back with full force and excitement as well. Anita, welcome back.
Thank you, Comfort. It's good to be back, and nice to meet you, Keith. We've not spoken before, so I'm really looking forward to this evening. Yeah, it's been a long time, but obviously we all have personal things happening and stuff like that. So I'm really happy to be back here tonight. So hello, everyone.
Sure, thank you. Welcome, Brother Keith.
Welcome. It's so good to be here again. Of course, with our guest, first time seeing her and meeting her, so I'm excited as well to hear what she has to say and share with us. It's official now. I think I'm now officially Comfort sidekick. All right, so
Yes,
yes, that's what it is.
you're my partner.
You're kicking one side, I'm kicking the other.
Exactly. So, guys, let's see how it goes. The topic for today is the power of patience and faith. And, guys, if you are joining us for the first time, be it today, the 10th of December 2024, or 24 years later, or 100 years later, this video will still be relevant. So, listen to us, hear what we have to share with Anita. And, of course, we want you to share your thought in the comment sections. So, Anita, what do you have in mind? The power of patience and faith.
Okay, well, look, as you know, Comfort, I mean, we had a conversation about something that I'd mentioned, and that is basically about having patience and faith, because nobody really knows what can come of something or what can happen. Nobody knows, you know. And the thing is here, it's like something that happened to me that Comfort wanted me to touch on was back in, I think it was 2017 actually, and then it all came to a head in 2018, was I actually had 3 Bitcoins, okay, back when they were worth only £2,000. And look at them today. You know, the other day I was like, oh God, they're like 80,000 GBP the other day, right? And you start thinking, oh, if only I had them, that's like £240,000, you know? But then, you know, you have to sit down and think, right, what happened? What happened? Okay, I was naive. I was new. I didn't understand crypto at the time. I didn't know anything about investing at the time. So I only got into it because I saw an opportunity to guarantee me a 1% return, one of these HIPs, you know, high yielding investment programs. Didn't know what that was, or nothing like that, right? So you just think, oh, 1% return every single day, whether it goes up or down, great, I'll do that. And for a while, you know, it was working, and it was like, oh my God, ka-ching, ka-ching, you know, looking in my thing there. And then of course the power of compounding interest. It kind of got to about 35 grand. And I was like, wow, I better start drawing some of this out. And then I got up one morning and they're gone. So, you know, you feel sick. You feel sick for your initial deposit. You then feel even more sick at what you've grown it to, but you didn't do anything about it much, because you just kept thinking, no, I'll soon start doing that. I need more there to keep compounding. That then happened. And then, of course, here we are like 6 years down the road, and you go, oh, God, if only, if only. So this brings me on to my point is, here we are 6 years down the road with ONPASSIVE. And like anything, people will have ups and downs. But the difference is Ash and ONPASSIVE are still here. Okay, they're still very much here. Unlike the company, I won't name names, I think lots of people know who they were, that did what they did, you know, back then. But the problem is people go, oh, Bitcoin, it's all a scam. No, it's not. It's basically the companies that come along and trick you into this, that, or the other, that is the scam. It's not actually Bitcoin itself. So we're not here to talk about Bitcoin, but that is just the example for me to say, thank goodness I'm holding on tight to my founder position as if it was gold dust. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, okay, whether anything's happening right now or not. Okay. You know, I've said it before. Take a company like Amazon. Amazon took about 9 years to be in profit and profitable, and for any investors to see anything. They had their ups and downs. They could have absolutely gone bankrupt. You know, in the dot-com bubble burst, you know, I mean, they could have been one of the ones to go. Hundreds did, because, you know, everybody was trying to jump on the bandwagon of the internet. Some made it, some didn't. And there's a lot of reasons why people didn't make it, really. Forgive me, I have to refer to some notes, which I can barely see, actually. My eyes are really blurry. My memory's going, my eyes are going, God. But, you know, things like unsustainable business models. Basically, many tech companies had no clear path to profitability. You know, there's overexpansion. Startups spent excessively on like marketing and infrastructure without demand. Overvaluation. Investors pump money into companies without solid performance backing it up, and lack of cash reserves. So, you know, once funding went out, many companies couldn't survive. And this is how it was. So, you know, all we're trying to really say is that if other companies could survive those kind of things and have the highs and the lows and all the ups and the downs and the nearly bankrupts and everything else, and took 9 years to become profitable, just imagine what could be around the corner for you, whether it's tomorrow, 6 months, a year, you just don't know. But you need to hold on to ONPASSIVE like gold does. You need to be aware of what's going on as much as you can be. You need to keep in the loop. I'm not saying don't go and get on with other things you need to get on with. We've all got bills to pay. We've all got lives to live. We've all got to get on. But at the same time, you must keep that your hand in as to what's going on. Okay, so that's the start of tonight's topic.
Keith, I think I'm very excited, but I'll just let you hop on really quickly or immediately after Anita. But one thing I've learned here is that sometimes the hard way is the only way of learning. I think we have learned from Anita's lesson how she learned too from what she did with her Bitcoin and stuff. But thanks be to God, we still have something to hold on to. So, Keith, I'll let you go now, please.
Anita, I tell you, when you were speaking, so many things came to mind, and you hit so many points. I'm like, I thought my hair started growing. Like, wait a minute, is it growing or something? But but you made some very important points, and it took me back to two of my videos. One was titled "It Pays to Be Patient," and the other one was this morning, "What if?" A lot of people say, "What if I if?" Listen, folks, let me say this. Well, let me say I'm thankful to be here again. Comfort, I get excited sometimes. Don't mind me. But you made some major points, Anita, that I wanted to address and even expand on a little bit. My experience with ONPASSIVE, looking back over 25 years in the online space, trying to navigate my way, learning new things, seeing the potholes and seeing how mean that world can be and competitive, and how so many times you have to almost go into a space of not being honest and being forthright, and you have to hide the fact. Let's go to a meeting, but I can't tell what it is. Just come, I can't really give you all the details. I want to trick you into this meeting. You come to the meeting, all these testimonials, you get all emotional about it, all excitement, and then you join. And the next day you're like, what did I do? What did I do? But you talk about a company like ONPASSIVE and what they're about. And as the title says, the power of patience and faith. There's so many people right now in our world that are taking medication for anxiety. They're taking medication for anxiety. They can't wait. It's taking too long. And the point that you brought up with Amazon, it took time. Now look what happened to Amazon. I remember, and I think about my 4 years of college, right? Now, when most people go to college, they know already it's going to be 4 years, no pay. They know that already, right? No pay, 4 years. And then when they finish college, then usually have a bill with that, especially here in the States. They have a loan. So even before they get the job that they're looking forward to, they start off in debt. Now, I'm gonna say real quickly as quick as I can. When I started with Unpassive, I paid $97. Oh my God, that's a meal for a nice restaurant. Okay, I've done that many times. $97. Okay, so here's what this crazy company did. After they had me pay $97, they had the audacity to give it back to me. You can have your $97 back. It's unheard of. But now, I tell you what, we are transitioning from the old founders to the OES. But guess what happened? When you register, we give it $10. How about that? I'm thinking, wow. So now, here we are with our first product, O Connect. And we are told now you can put this towards that O Connect for 3 months. Now, can I get deeper, guys? Can I get a little deeper here? There are other competitors out there, competitors. I'm going to use one example that I see Andy use all the time. We have one particular platform that has 10,000 seats. That means 10,000 people can enter this meeting. And if you go on Google right now and put that name in Google, it'll tell you it's over $6,000 per month. We now have a product that costs $250 for 3 months. And we're told you can add the $97 and the $10 to that balance. And we paid $143. How do you like me now? And so, not only did we have it for 3 months, we had it for over a year. Was it better? You be the judge. I know what I saw. Was it smarter? You be the judge. I know what I saw. And so, just an idea of where we got, but it didn't happen overnight. It started 6 years ago. It started with a vision. It started with an idea, an ideology. And I remember when I first saw the first product, I think it was the ONveil, how it looked. And expanded to the O-net and the O-trim. And there's so many products now that we have. It's like a party in a party. All right. And so that's why we're so excited. I'm no more trying to tell folks to even come on board anymore. You will come on board. I'm just saying, for those of you who are like-minded, you've been beaten up online, you've been probably scammed, bamboozled, tricked, you've had the shiny objects. All I'm saying is welcome home. That's it. When you have that like-minded thing, you'll connect with it. You'll know that it's the right thing. And so for those who might be very skeptical or cynical, they're coming. It's only a matter of time. That's all that is. But for those of us who are waiting for something like this, when they hear comfort and see your excitement, or Anita and see the glow she has in her face, look at the glow she has in her face. Oh my goodness. You know something is up. And it's about that time. I'll leave it here. Comfort, you take it.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I was just very excited. Me and Anita have been back and forth when she shared. One of the things sometimes you get to understand something better when people share stories, and I just want to go back again to Anita. Thank you, by the way, Brother Keith. So Anita says she started off, she was a bit naive and maybe impatient. She did not do her homework, because if she did a bit of research to get a bit more information, to be sure that this thing is going to blow out at some point, she would have kept it jealously in her chest pocket and walk around with it and stuff like that, But then it ended where it ended. Sometimes that's how we get to learn. But that took me back, Anita, to the beginning when we had the opportunity to sign up as what we used to call founding members. Some people actually sold out their positions. And you know what happened? The last people who sold their position today, and then the next day, Ash refunded the $97. They had their fingers to bite, say, Ash, oh my God, but then it was late. However, it's still not late. It's good news because I'm not sure, but then you might still create a different email address or whatever you do and still find yourself here. So there's still that time. So what we should be doing is getting ready because, like Anita says, our business is real. And the moment we are ready, the moment Ash is ready, like Marty would say, the least amount you will ever make would be the one that you make for the first time because the power of compounding. This time it's small, the next time it's big, then bigger, and then keeps going on and on and on and on. The joy of it all. It's just that people get impatient, people get naive because I've already spent hundreds or thousands of pounds and dollars and stuff and watch it go down the drain. I can't be part of it anymore. It's taking too long, and so on. Maybe, Anita, we know only these 9 years that Amazon spent because those are the ones that they are talking about. When did they start? Before the 9 years that we know of? Only God knows. So many people, they go through that. When you look, most successful people, they go through thick and thin. They don't just wake up one morning and appear successful. It never happens like that. So all of these things go with patience, because even Ash himself, if he were not patient, if he did not have faith in what he is seeing lying in front of him, it would have been history. Because we all who are following this journey, we know that he has gone through so much. But then he's still here. He still sends word. Even now that he doesn't have time to come and talk to and address us directly, he sends word through Marty and Chris. Say hello to everyone, say we're doing well, say things will be better than ever before and stuff like that. So that's calls for that's need for us to be patient, to have that faith, because we've tasted it, we felt it with all connect. So we know exactly, we have an idea what we are waiting for. So what stops us from being patient and trusting the system? I thought that I should also just add something. So Anita.
Okay, first of all, let me just say that it's not that I didn't really do my homework as such, okay? I mean, but when you're new to something, you don't even know what you're really looking for, okay? You're just following other people. On my Facebook, everyone's, yeah, you got to do this, it looks great. You go, okay, then, and that's kind of how that went. But there's a big difference between that and this, all right? Because I had no clue who the CEO was. I don't think anybody did. The difference here is people buy people, and I bought Ash. When I spent my $97, I bought Ash, okay? Because what he come along with was it was him as a person that made me have that faith and think, okay, look, this guy sounds really like he knows what he's talking about. He sounds genuine. I feel it right here that this is a genuine guy. And as the 6 years went on and we got to know him, and I wish I could have spoken to him more on webinars and stuff. I didn't get quite so lucky, but you know what? It doesn't matter, because I feel I know him, in my mind and in my heart and everything else, and followed him. I watched all the webinars and everything else, and I trusted him, and that is the very big difference. Is if you I nearly said get into bed then, but that is what people say in business. You get into bed with someone you don't know of, and that is it. You sometimes you never heard of these people. You don't know where they've come from. You don't know their background. You don't know anything. You just think, oh, it looks great, I'll do that. And that's the big mistake, but people are just trying. They're just trying to get by. They're trying to make a living. They hear of something good. But this is what I'm saying is, for me, it was just Ash, listening to his videos, and it was kind of like, okay, I don't know really what's going to happen with this, and I don't know much about tech stuff or AI or anything. But something, Red mentioned something the other day, and it's when people ask me, they go, well, what have you got out of it so far? I mean, they're not doing much yet, and you've been in it 6 years and blah. Yeah. Well, let me tell you something. Number one, I've learned an awful lot. I've learned a lot of stuff. Okay, I love AI. I think I really love it now, and I'm using some AI to do other things with. Number one. Number two, I've met some really nice people. people I'm still in touch with now. And it's not just about ONPASSIVE, you know, we talk about other stuff. I've been to visit somebody else in another, you know, miles away, who I met through ONPASSIVE. And we had a really great fun. And, you know, we all had good fun up in Manchester and all sorts of stuff. So, you know, I've met long-term friends. And that to me is far more than what I paid out for, you know, to be with ONPASSIVE. If nothing ever came of ONPASSIVE, I still gained a lot from it. Now, sadly, the people that just kind of paid their money and are still now 6 years down the road going, oh, you know, what's going on? ONPASSIVE still there. Sorry, what was that product? You know, unfortunately for them, they come in with the wrong view. They were coming in, a lot of them, thinking this was like the high HYIP, the HYIP that I talked about earlier. Shove it in, and it promises you this is going to just come plopping out, you know. And sadly, perhaps that's not some of those people's faults. That might be what they were led to believe. Okay, because if they don't understand something properly themselves, how can they possibly tell other people it correctly? And this is a lot of what did happen, unfortunately. Didn't really help Ash very much when people started kind of making up what they actually thought ONPASSIVE was, you know, instead of really understanding what ONPASSIVE was. So the long and the short of it is, there was a genuine, lovely guy came along who said, this is what I want to do, and you can come on this ride with me or not. And if you want to get on this ride with me, I'm not promising you any timestamp, and I'm not promising you anything. I'm just telling you this is what I want, this is how I want to do it, and you can be part of it or not. And if you want to be part of it, you just come on that ride with me. When it happens, it happens. Don't give me grief. Don't keep asking when, don't keep asking what. Get on with your life and join in what's to come of it eventually in the future. And that's really where I believe we're all at, aren't we?
Exactly. Yeah. So, Keith, it's a free discussion today. Do you want to cue in or?
Oh man, I need to eat some real buttons there. I tell you. You know, as you were talking there, you know, what came to my mind is that it's really about perspective. Because if you think about where passive is coming from, most people don't understand because they don't know how big passive really is. They don't understand the gamut. They don't understand the magnitude of where we are right now. Ash, you know, there's a passage in the Bible that says, in all you're getting, get understanding. In all you're getting, get understanding. I believe it's in Proverbs. And Ash understands now that every word that he speaks is not like 6 years ago. Every turn that he turned is not like 6 years ago. When he comes out, he cannot anymore come out and say whatever, anything, certain things anymore, because the way ONPASSIVE is right now. Don't think for a second that they won't be watched carefully when they hit the Burj Khalifa. Don't you ever think they want to be watched when they had their own ONPASSIVE station. Don't you think they were watching when they got partnership with Egypt? Don't you think they were watching? They're watching. And so Ash understands that. See, what Ash has realized now, because now he gets a bird's eye view on ONPASSIVE. Before, he was hearing things from mediators, and they would say green, but really it's red. And he was trying to do the best to navigate and give us the best that he could. And he realized that that's not going to work anymore. So if you said 6 years, I can say 4 years, but I'm now in grad school. I'm no more a freshman. So yes, the years did go by. Yes, but things happened every year. So now, as we are about to embark on this re-emergence, all right, this new awakening. Believe me, I told someone the other day that Ash is cooking something in the kitchen that's so fantastic. It's not a 1-course meal. It's a 5-course meal. And so, therefore, you think about the fact that folks sometimes think very small and very limited, and not understanding that this thing really could have been even shorter if not for the stops and the bugs and the setbacks that we've had. And for those who probably don't know this, a big part of Unpassive history when they started in India. Remember, Ash had a longer time in view. I think with a 15-year plan he had, and to scale. It's just that when things started blossoming and blooming and taking off, it was like, wait a minute, we got to match the speed here. And so remember, they had a big layoff during COVID, and a lot of engineers and these folks were laid off. What did Ash do? I'll take them all. And because of that kind of thing that happened to Unpassive, we're able to cut time frame. That's why 15 years could become 5 years or even 4 years. Not only with one product, with so many products. But let me just take it down to a notch. Just in case we are concerned and you're worried about when and how it is going to play out. Remember, guys, we have a product right now that can set us all free. One product that we've used is no more a talk or a some kind of fairy tale. We've actually used the product, and it's there already. If nothing else, that's powerful. It took, I believe, Zoom, I think 10 years. We have working products right now. So here's my little input here. Imagine what the O Connect looks like now. Don't think they were sleeping on this thing all this time. You think they're sitting back drinking coffee and tea 24/7 working? What do you think the old mailman looks like right now? The old trim looks like right now. The old staff. Let me end it right here. Comfort, I want to get started. I'm getting excited here.
I know.
Excited.
Yeah, sure. Sometimes we're allowed to get excited. So, Anita, do you want to chip in something, or do you want me to also say a quick thing?
Up to you, Comfort. I mean, really, all I'm going to sort of add to that, is about mindset, isn't it? As you've already said, because if people just keep on with this, why isn't it paying me yet? Why isn't it paying me yet? It's not the right mindset. You just got to trust the process and stay the course for what's going to be, the benefits down the road. And this is what I don't really want to call it like an investment as such, but that is what people do, invest into things. They do that, and sometimes they're not expecting to reap any rewards for 5 years, 10 years or more. Okay, that's what they do. So even though this wasn't classed as like an investment as such, you're buying your founder position, blah, blah, blah. In a way, it really is. You're investing into a business startup. The money was put in together to grow this business. Okay, we've ended up with all these things, as was just said, with train station and this and that and Burj Khalifa and you name it. Gosh, that just didn't come from nowhere. That came from one man that built to 1.4 million to then had a pot of money to be able to grow our business, this company that we were his partners in, so to speak, because we all had a chance to vote on things, and if you took part in that, everyone had a chance to. But we voted on logo and all sorts right at the beginning. I was in right back in August 2018. So, I've seen a lot right from then. And I was able to actually vote on the logo and all sorts of stuff, and I found that a real privilege to do. Okay, and sadly, not everyone got the chance to do stuff like that. That's fine. But really, at the end of the day, they've come in with the wrong attitude. It's like, oh, here's my money. Oh, when are you going to start throwing some pounds my way, or some dollars or whatever, right? Sorry, I haven't logged in for like a year. Where's my money? you know, and they've really been coming in with the wrong, completely sold completely wrongly what on passive is. They've misunderstood it, or they've been sold it completely wrong. Let's put it that way. A lot of both of those things have gone on. The very simple fact is, if people would have listened to the very first 2 original videos that Ash did, recordings that he did, they would understand on passive. Like Chinese whispers, kind of gets all distorted along the way. So, you know, I really do think that people should go right back to the basics and go back to those videos and listen. Now understand really what ONPASSIVE is all about and what Ash was all about. And he was about, you know, making a better way for business, but also to help lift humanity at the same time, and doing things differently to your typical CEOs with you know, big money and big this, big the other. He's all about, I'm not saying they don't help charities and stuff. I'm just saying that I think everyone should listen to those original videos. They'll really understand what Ash and ONPASSIVE is all about then. And they can either stay in it for the ride and wait for the benefits or not. But, you know, if they don't stick around, God knows what they could be missing out on. Like I just said about Bitcoin, right? People are like, oh, that's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. That's going to come rocking down. It's never going to go up again. Well, you know, look where it is now. I'm sure those people are eating their words, kicking them.
If I may interject, if I may interject, Comfort.
Yes, bro.
You know,
yeah.
a lot of people thought, you know, when Ash initially have us, you know, paid $97, that was going toward building ONPASSIVE. A lot of people thought that, and there was one event where Ash says, "Oh, don't think that it's for that." And I believe he mentioned there was one time funds were used, was some not, it wasn't even that much. It was some legal case in India when they were trying to dismantle, and the government came in and realized that they were squeaky clean. These guys, what's the problem here? The numbers were on point. They were clean, and they said, listen, anyone who said anything against ONPASSIVE in our country, make sure you have your ducks in a row, because you can't just go and scandalize a company and have it so half-heartedly done. You got to be facts and truthful. But as far as the monies, I'm like, where did it come from? It wasn't so much out of our pockets like that. And I found out because I was on those webinars there just about every day. So I'm just going to throw that in there, because a lot of folks think that it was about that. You know, I think Ash also told us that he had let someone know 3 years prior that he was going to give us back the money. But he did it for a particular reason. I mean, do we have a skin in the game or not? If sometimes it's just free, it almost loses the value of it. You know, it's just free, and sometimes you give a little value on it, but make it to where the world can also, you know, be a part of it. Because here in the States, maybe where you are, a lot of us can afford $100, but someplace in the world, $100 for them it's a month's rent. It's grocery for 2-3 months. It's their livelihood. So it was thinking globally. Why give such a low number? So I want to throw that out there, so those who are new can understand that as well.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's one thing Anita said to earlier on, which she said that people should keep on doing what they are doing, you know, because that's one of the things that we really need to encourage or remind ourselves of. Because apparently, if somebody has just stopped working or doing whatever you were doing because you're waiting for ONPASSIVE, that might be a very difficult one, because we still need to pay bills. We still need to run our daily lives. Still need to do all of those things to ourselves, basic needs. Even if you lost your job and you were hoping that we get back on our feet really like soon, but as long as we're not yet there, you know, get even any kind of job, because I know sometimes Americans say money is green, right? Don't worry about, I can't do this kind of job now. You just want to pay your bills. You just want to get the basic needs sorted while you wait. So I think that's we need to remind ourselves and encourage ourselves of that, because sometimes people think that it's taking too long, or they lose that patience and the faith, because they're just sitting and waiting for Ash. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that's the way to go, because even Ash himself, I'm sure, I don't know how he's doing whatever he's doing, but I think he's still doing something to generate income to take care of his family. So why not you and myself? So all of these things add up to just strengthen our faith and our patience, because this business is here to stay. So if it's all right, maybe Anita will start making our closing remarks, our last final thoughts, and that would be appreciated. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, just with what you was just saying there, you know, he never said, do not, like you've just said, he never said, do not carry on doing what you're doing and working or entering into other businesses. Now, I know some people are looking, oh no, you know, ONPASSIVE is the only thing for me. But, you know, at the end of the day, you've got to pay bills, right? So keep your faith and keep on top of what's happening. Know that it's being worked on. Know that other companies have had ups and downs and taken years to revamp things, change things. You know, we launched, Ash saw things that was working, wasn't working. Hold on, we need to kind of, you know, look at this and come back with different things. That's what he's doing right now. Okay, so just crack on with life, business, whether it's an old one, a new one, a job, or whether you need another job, whatever it is you need to do. Just be focusing now upon what is going to come from ONPASSIVE. And if you're not in it, you can't win it. That's it, isn't it? You've got to be in it to win it. It's as simple as that. So you've just got to have the patience and the faith, which is what the topic of tonight is, patience and faith, okay?
Sure. Thank you, Anita. Over to you, Braki.
Yes, Anita, you're so right. You got to be in it to win it. You know, there is nothing new under the sun. There are those people who are going to make it happen. Some are going to watch it happen. And some are going to wonder what happened. And so therefore, we find that we're in a world where people that are like-minded, just like us, they're going to get it. They're going to feel it. They're going to know it. And it won't be about the numbers, and it won't be about the pay scale. It won't just be about the other logistics about it. It's going to be about, wait a minute, this is different. And so, again, for those who are in ONPASSIVE, you specifically need to understand how blessed you are and be grateful every single day. It'll take out the anxiety. It'll take out the extra stress that you don't need to carry and wondering when. And if you really want to really make it work for you, start to understand what ONPASSIVE is about. Look at videos, listen, and it'll make like, wait a minute, what am I kidding myself for? After listening to enough and I've heard enough, I'm happy that we didn't launch a year ago. It sounds crazy, right? I am so happy we didn't launch a year ago. Just imagine, just imagine this for a second. If we had launched a year ago, or maybe 2 years ago, not having the preparation that we have now, not having Ash where he is now, then after a year, maybe it's now $1 billion company, and then disaster happens. Do you know how messy that could look like? Do you know what that could be like to have the chaos within that time frame happen? So we are super blessed to have had what we've had, know what we did, and to be able to make the adjustments and the right adjustments. So when we do take off, this 747, this jet of a jet, when we take off, my friends, it's going to be the airline of the airlines. It's going to be all seats going to be first class. So don't be no coaching in this plane. It's going to be a first class 747. All right, that's what we're about to. That's what's about to happen. And I like what you said. You got to be in it to win it, Anita. We've got to be in it to win it. So take heart, folks. You know, let not your heart be troubled. You know, I believe God is in this. He has allowed Ash to have gone through what he did to make him stronger, wiser. And he's allowing us also to have time to prepare ourselves. Get your accountants ready. Get your books ready. Look at how tax is treated in your country. Get your family ready. Talking about wills, to understanding certain things, because when this train takes off, These some folks who are complaining and wondering and whining, they're gonna be calling us. You know, I'm gonna be saying, I'm busy. The train is gone. I'm sorry. I won't have time to keep up with you if you had time enough to make the move. If you have to be one who's hearing this for the first time, no matter where you're from in the world, I'm not sure what Unpassive will look like when they emerge again. But we have a CEO who believes in making it simple, easy, and do the best possibly legally. We know that. And so as you find yourself with one of us, Anita, Comfort, me, anybody else in the company, and say, this is my name, this is my email, please let me know when they're ready to kick off this ship. And we'll let you know. Because some had a chance before and they waited, and now they're trying to knock on the door. Thank God they have a second chance and a third chance maybe. So I'm encouraging you guys that we're about to have the ride of our lives. I'm so happy to be here. Meet you, Anita. I'm just excited, and I'm looking forward to share more and just to let the world know, listen, we are blessed.
Indeed.
Yes.
Thank you.
We're in it to win it. We're in it to win it.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed, guys, we are in it to win it. And it's just simple, like Anita said, you only have to be in order to win. So if you're already in, guys, let's stay in and stay laser focused. This business is here to stay. If you are not in yet, then wait at the door, because as much as Mr. Mufara would like you to be part of this, he will also like some people to remain as customers, because that's where we're expecting to make income from. So we are not sure that this opportunity, he has not said anything, but we're not sure whether this opportunity would be here forever. So guys, we are in the right place at the right time, doing just the right thing. So when we're ready, of course, the world will know our names. Thank you, Anita. Thank you, Keith. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Like, subscribe, comments. Let's know how our guests tonight did. And of course, see you again soon. Bye.
Awesome. Great to be here.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks, Comfort.